We've lost the lead!
Cover me, I'm reloading!
Sniper. Enemy infantry in the open.
Enemy USB in your vicinity!
Contact by the ventilation fan.
The enemy has a drone package! Enemy Trinity rocket We're in the lead. Friendly drone support is active. We're in the lead.
Target neutralized.
Friendly drone support is active. You're halfway there. Keep it up. Friendly bombardment incoming. Enemy UAV in your vicinity. We're winning this fight. Friendly drone support is active. UAV on standby. Friendly drone support is active. UAV inbound to your position. Good job. Report to command for debrief.
You've been promoted. New gear available, soldier. New directives, straight from the top. We're representing the UNSA team. Get ready.
Team deathmatch. Let's get to work.
Target in the open.
We're in the lead. We've got the lead. Enemy UAV! Friendly drones reported active. Enemy UAV in your vicinity. The enemy launched a counter UAV. Enemy vulture on the field. The enemy is halfway there. Take them down. Enemy USB in your vicinity. Friendly drone support is active. Enemy UAV! Allied drone package entering airspace. Friendly bombardment incoming. Enemy. Enemy USB. Well, that went pear-shaped, didn't it? Come prepared next time.
Impressive execution of a solid plan. Brand new mission package, OI.
We are open for business.
Some questions. I want you to answer immediately. Who is your daddy and what does he do? What a great movie. It's a terrible movie, of course, but it's a great movie.
We're fighting for the UNSA.
Why are you following
Play
me?
your part.
Oh, because I like you. What was her name? Cindy? I like you, Cindy. We're going to be spending a lot of time together. Holidays, weekends, nights, holiday. That's so great. Love that movie. So good. She was in Big Top Pee-wee? Really? Man, I don't remember that at all. Man, and other people's money when she's like, you know, eye-humping Danny DeVito through half of that movie. So hot. And then she was on Desperate Housewives, what, like 8-9 years ago, and she looked like she'd like totally jumped the shark. I was so sad. Let's see. I wish to cut the home automation. Yeah, dude, you know what, Shinley, you need to come in here sometime when you got more time where we can talk about home automation. Because we should, I want to know what you're up to. I want to know what your benefits are, because I'm trying to figure out the upside to this thing, and Javier says that I'm just a grumpy old man at this point, and, you know, that home automation is the bomb, but, you know, outside of an automated, like, Bluetooth-controlled front door, to me, that is, oh, isn't Adventures in Babysitting the greatest movie? Boy, Elizabeth Shue in her prime. I mean, you could say that, technically speaking, that Cocktail was her prime. But even in Hollow Man, when she was looking just a little on the edge of turning old, she still looked good. Oh, yeah. So anyway, yeah, so she just get a bad rap. They really did. And, you know, and a lot of it has nothing to do with being a teacher. It has to do with the administration. You know, the backstabbing political arena. It's like Game of Thrones elementary school edition. You know what I'm saying? It's nuts what goes on around there. But anyway, I'm sure that's everybody has some of that. All right, so let me get to my list so I get some things checked off. So I'm exploring. I recently discovered that my left Joy-Con on my Nintendo Switch is indeed fallible, and it's part of the launch day lag/disconnect scenario when it's not docked, or when it's docked and you've got the controllers off the dock, right? So I tried to call them the other day. I think it was day before yesterday. I tried to call them on my way to work, right? Because they close at like 7:30 Pacific. And so, I mean, that's kind of a pain in the ass. Try about 7:30.
Friendly drone supported action.
Hi. Okay.
Friendly counter UAV online.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, I'll see you when you get home. You might still beat me. Traffic's not good today. It was good the other day, but not so. Okay. Sounds good, baby. Love you too.
Yeah, there's always a call. Anyway, so I call him on the way to work, right? I mean, I've got 30, 40 minutes in the car doing nothing, really. And so I call him up, I get this woman, and so she's like, can I get your name and your email? I'm like, sure, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, okay, so how can I help you? And I'm like, okay, yeah, I've got one of the launch day Joy-Cons. And she's like, are you by any chance driving? And I'm like, yes, I am. And she goes, will you go ahead and call us back when you're not driving? So she wasn't going to help me. She didn't want to help me while I was driving. And it's like, come on. All you got all my account information. All you got to do is push a button and send me a call tag in a box or whatever, and I'll ship it back. Anyway, so then I got to work when I'm not driving, and I call back, go through the same process, right? And so I explained to them, look, I said, I know the deficiencies with the launch day Joy-Cons. I've got a launch day Joy-Con, blah, blah, blah. And so she starts like reading me information off of the support website where I was just at before I called. You know, I've already looked at this. And I said, yes, it's not near an aquarium. No, it's not near this. And I said, I've been through all the troubleshooting on it. She was almost kind of snappy at me, which is weird because, like, Nintendo's got great customer service. But she was like, I still have to go through the list, sir. And I'm like, okay. So we're going through the list, and then, like, I'm sitting there, and she's like, you know, we had an update get pushed out. You know, there was an update that went out last night or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I saw it come. Just, well, have you tried it since then? Because that might have fixed it. And I'm like, I'm 99% sure it's a hardware problem. I don't think an update can fix it. She goes, well, until you try it with the update, you know, we can't really go any farther. We need to troubleshoot it after the update and then give us a call back. And I'm like, the fuck, did this just turn into Sony? You know? Sony has shitty customer support on the phone. And it's like, you know, Nintendo never have this problem with Nintendo. They've always been fantastic. So now I'm in kind of a pissy mode anyway about the whole thing. So now I'm looking over my options, right? So you've got Walmart, Target, these stores, these big box stores like those. You can literally walk in with a but inadequate controller in your hand. Buy one off the shelf, switch it in the box in front of them, and they'll just return it to stock. You know what I'm saying? So I'm tempted to do that, but then I'm worried, well, what if that one's got the same problem? You know what I'm saying? It's like, how do we know that these aren't launch day box individual controllers? You know? These things could easily have been sitting in a warehouse somewhere. So I was looking over the, you know, fix-it-yourself bit. You need a tri-wing. You got to pull this very complicated piece of electronics apart. I think you have to take a board off. And then you got to stick this with conductive foam, and you don't really exactly know what kind to get. Everybody who does the demos for this thing say they got it off eBay. Why are you buying conductive foam off of eBay? You know? So I'm like, I just want Nintendo to fix it. But yeah, every time I call them, it comes up to being, you know, it seems to be a pain in the ass. And they're like a 9-day shipping time going on, too. Now that I've got a Pro controller, I can afford to do without the last Joy-Con. Damn! 9 days. Shit, I could order a new one from Amazon and have it here before 8 o'clock. For that customer service. So yeah, so I'm in the ongoing thing. Now, a lot of times Nintendo will do an advanced replacement. If you give them a credit card number, they'll just ship you the new one and then you ship the old one back. But I'm not sure if they're willing to do that for this particular piece of equipment. So we'll see what happens. I'll probably try to call them tonight when I get home. But tonight I've got stuff to do. That's right, because today, ladies and gentlemen, on Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, we have the new zombie map, Shaolin Shuffle, which is said to be like the best of the 3 maps so far. And I'll tell you what, I love me some Zombies in Spaceland. I love me some Raven in the Redwoods. If this is better than both of those, I am so in. So I'm very excited. I've got the season pass, so it's sitting there waiting for me. I remoted my computer at work from my phone. I remoted my computer, and I pre-roaded my shaders, right? Did my updates. I'm all set to jet. So my wife said, you know, she's like I said, she's practically neurotic. It's the end of the school year. So she goes to bed nice and early, and bang. She goes to bed, I play Shaolin Shuffle. Life is good. So I've got that to look forward to. What are you whatting about, Travis? Travis is like, what? Gonna download. Oh, yeah, it's out, dude. Hurry the fuck up. Because we're gonna start without your sorry ass. You want to be on the ground floor, dude. There can't be any of this countertop nonsense. You must move and move quickly. All right, what else do I have? Oh, so so a year ago, a friend of mine who was very active in the theater community, ASU Gamma, just the big theater down here. She's a season ticket holder, and so she sees all these shows, blah, blah, blah. And so she comes back, and she's turned me on to some really good shows. My wife and I like music theater, so we'll go and we'll watch some of these things. And she says, you must see
Team Deathmatch.
the Book of Mormon. And she goes, essentially the Book of Mormon is Matt Stone and Trey Parker, South Park, right? And they've already done like an entire episode of South Park dedicated to having a little bit of fun with the Mormon religion. Well, apparently this play is like that on steroids. So I went up, I registered. You guys, many of you probably already heard this part of the story. I went to look for tickets, couldn't find the right seats, so you keep moving a day out, right? So you find the right tickets. My wife and I are spoiled. We must have like dead center just out of the orchestra pit. You know what I'm saying? We want good freaking seats. You're gonna pay that kind of money. Damn, you'd like to be able to see the show. And I'm gonna bring those little binoculars with me. So anyway, so I kept looking and I kept looking, going to the next day and the next day and the next day. Well, I finally found, by the way, you forget about getting into this show unless you plan like 90 days ahead of time or more. Because the show books solid, you're never going to get a good seat. The seats you do get, the nosebleeds are even, $125 a hit. So we found the right seats, I book them, I buy them, we're all ready to go. And that was like 90 days out, right? That's about when we booked them. So we get this email from Ticketmaster, not that far, like 30 days before the show, and it's like, there's only 30 days left, we're getting all excited, we're planning the babysitter, we're doing all this bit, and so we're getting ready to go, like a week before, and it's like, I thought the show was on the 28th. And it's like, yeah, that's what you said. Well, but the 28th is a Saturday. The show that's not on a Saturday, it's on a Sunday. So yeah, that's what you said, Sunday the 28th. And I'm like, but 28th's not a Sunday. So this was literally like, so do we have the wrong tickets? What's going on? So after much ado about nothing, it turns out that I had walked one day, a year in one day, beyond the last show from that last year. So now I'm looking at May 28th, 2017, not 2016. So I bought tickets a year in advance, well, year and 3 months in advance for Book of Mormon. So again, about 30 days ago, I get this email that says 30 days till Book of Mormon, and they have this date that says May 21st, 7:30 p.m. And I'm like, that's a Thursday. What the fuck? Or no, it's May 18th. Sorry. May 18th, that's a Thursday. And I'm going, what the hell's going on? And so my wife is totally pissed because she's like in total breakdown mode right now. She's miserable. I have to get a sitter. Travis is going to have to watch my kid. My poor Travis is going to have to watch my kid for the evening. And we were going to go on a school night, basically, and she was all upset. And then, but everything that they send out looks exactly the same. So what they were saying is, this year's showing of the Book of Mormon starts on the 18th. Our tickets are actually on Sunday, May 28th. So I was totally pissed. My wife was more relieved than pissed, but I was pissed. I'm scrambling to get a sitter. I thought we had more time, blah, blah, blah. I thought it was on a Sunday. So anyway, so we're excited to see it. I don't know if anybody listening here has seen the show, but I heard it's amazing. And based on the fact that you can't seem to get a freaking seat for anything less than a couple $100, must mean it's pretty amazing. So yep, that's on the agenda coming up. Excited about that.
Drone support is active.
So I got my Doritos Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 Special Edition MP3 player on the bag from Amazon. Not till the 28th, my brother, and then it may not be you. So you're not watching me tonight. Maybe the 28th on Sunday from 12:45 to whenever we get back. So we might be able to arrange somebody else by then. So we'll see what happens. It was just a short notice, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not the sort of person that buys things and then flips them on eBay. That's really not my style. But once I found out that my Doritos bag was shipping, I decided to pop up on eBay and see exactly what these bags were going for, because they were sold out like in 4 hours. I mean, they went up, and I was lucky enough to get one, and then they dropped off the face of it. You can't buy anything, period. So I'm up on eBay. People are paying $129 for this thing. It's a $20 bag of chips with a shitty little MP3 player stuck to the front of it.
Enemy USV
And some
in your
box.
vicinity.
And I'm thinking, are you talking about me making $100 profit? Because I might have to flip it on eBay. So I'm looking at the sold listings. $109, $119. I mean, they're moving at that price. And I'm going, you know what? I'm not turning down $100. No fucking way. So I listed mine for $99. So I would have made a $80 profit.
Enemy USV in your vicinity.
Well, of course, now that people have them in hand, eBay is completely saturated, which is great for the collector because now prices are driven down to about $70. Right? So now I'm looking at $20.70. I have to go to the post office. I got to pack it back up. I'm almost to the point now where it's like, you know what?
Friendly drone support is active.
It's not worth flipping. I mean, to double your money at that kind of margin, it's not worth it. So I figure I'm going to give it maybe through the weekend. If it doesn't sell on eBay, which it's not going to, if it doesn't sell, then I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna play with it. So I'm very excited about that. And the reason I got it to begin with wasn't to flip it for sure. And I'm not a Guardians of the Galaxy fan, but when they come out with these little one-off digital toys like this, somebody always hacks them into doing something great, like that NES Classic, right? 30 games, most of which I don't give a shit about, so, you're not really interested in picking one up. Then all of a sudden, when they're completely out of stock, somebody's like, we've got 800 games on here. You're like, what? God damn it, now I want one. And so then you go looking, you can't find one, blah, 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 blah. So this time I said, fuck it. Somebody's going to hack this thing to run, I don't know. It's going to be able to run a media server off this bag of Doritos, and I'm not going to have one to fuck with it, so I went ahead and got one. We'll see what happens with it, but I don't think it's going to sell. I think I missed the boat on that one. Let's see. So the Google I.O. conference is going on, and to be honest, I haven't been following the news nearly as closely as I want to. I'm always interested to see what Google's up to. But the one thing that I did manage to pick up on and get some information on was the standalone VR headset. Now, this is not a new concept. That we've been talking about this for like 2 years now. But the concept here is Google doesn't want you to have to put your $700 phone into a piece of plastic or felt-lined goggles to get VR. They want to make you something that's standalone, something that, can be sort of an industry standard thing. So they're talking about making the Daydream sort of standalone VR headset.